Welcome everybody to Intensity Broadcasting. My name's Josh Hall. This is the INSS SD Ireland Cancer Research Street Stock Series here from Myrtle Beach Speedway in our final race of the season. It's going to be a good one here in the season finale. 100 laps, kind of a short, small field here tonight. So they're working with a couple different ideas here to make it a little bit more exciting. Sounds like if there is no cautions by lap 50, there will be a competition caution here in the season finale, make it a little bit more interesting. At the top of this board, the leaderboard, though, you can currently see that Ty Delphia is your fastest driver. Aaron Raymond was second, Logan Powers third, Zaccardo and Grout make up your top five. And let's take a look at our points coming into tonight. See, Logan Powers is at the top of the leaderboard. He is 20 points ahead of Stephen Rockford, Aaron Raymond, Ty Delphia, Jake Grout, your top five. We'll leave that up on the screen so you can see who your favorite driver is currently in the top 17. And we're going to show on the scoreboard here, we see 64 is Scott Rockford. You can see the duct tape on the side there. Scott Rockford's actually running the 64, trying to get some points here, subbing for Jason Pelkey here tonight, who was not able to make it due to the season finale being moved to a different night. But we are here. We got about a minute and a half left before we get qualifying underway. Of course, we want to thank everybody for joining us here tonight. Whether you're watching on Facebook, on YouTube, on Kick, or over on Twitch, we do appreciate you joining us here tonight. Don't forget that like button, follow, and subscribe. Hit that little notification bell so you know anytime we go live here on Intensity Broadcast. Of course, we can't forget our great series sponsor. They've been great to us all season long, and hopefully you've been great to them. That's SD Ireland Cancer Research Fund. SD Ireland Cancer Research is a dedicated organization that stands as a proud supporter of cancer research. With a mission to make a significant impact in the fight against cancer, SD Ireland Cancer Research works to support groundbreaking research initiatives, innovative treatments, and advancements in cancer care. So if you're able to, there is a link down below in the description if you are able to donate. Of course, you're not required to, but if you can find it in your heart and do have a little bit extra that you can give, go ahead and donate down at the link below. Of course, we also want to thank our great partners here at Intensity Broadcasting as well, including our great partner over at Butt Kicker. Butt Kicker is a well-known and established leader in gaming haptics. The award-winning line of Butt Kicker products lets users feel low-frequency sounds. Their products are used and endorsed around the world by leading PC and console gamers, including professional sim racers. To check out the full line of Butt Kicker products and figure out what's right for you, visit thebuttkicker.com. And, of course, over here at Intensity Broadcasting, of course, and apparel. If you're a small-time race team looking for some swag, get a quote today over at IntensityRacing.com. We also have Atlee Atman racing gear there as well. And we've got some novelty t-shirts and more. So check it all out at the link down below at IntensityRacing.com. And the checker flag is flying here at the historic and late Myrtle Beach Speedway. It's a track I have a very, very fond memories of. Me and my wife used to go down to Myrtle Beach every year for vacation. And every year we went down, we would make sure to go out onto the racetrack, or down to the racetrack, and take a race in here. Very unique track, as we see Aaron Raymond get a little loose there off of turn at number 4. I actually had the opportunity to drive this track in a NASCAR experience, and you can see that dotted line there on the bottom of the racetrack. That is actually the preferred line that you kind of want to take around this track, especially because of the turtles there down in turns 1 and 2. And you'll see that here. See if we can get a good view of those turtles as he comes down into the corner here. Yeah, there's little turtles there between the exit of pit road and the racing surface. If you get down onto that, it's an instant way to do some severe damage to your car. As Raymond comes off of turn number 4 down to the stripe. Yeah, he will go number 1. Ty Delphia currently in the second position. As you see Ty Delphia run over those turtles down there. Shane O'Neill coming through turns 3 and 4 currently. And down to the stripe. And the 25 is going to move up into the third position. Here's Stephen Rockford in the 66, making his lap right now. Just took the green flag coming off of turn number 4, coming down to the stripe. And Rockford's going to jump up into the third position in his first lap. Also have Jake Rout out on the track. Logan Powers yet to qualify, as here comes Rockford down to the stripe. And Jake Rout's going to bump him down a spot down the 4th. And as I say that, Stephen Rockford goes to the top of the leaderboard. So just one more driver left to qualify here. And that is the 31 of Logan Powers. As we have, it looks like about 2.5 minutes left here in qualifying. Of course, the chat is wide open. If you have someone you're cheering for, you want to throw a shout out here tonight, go ahead and do it right there in the chat. As looks like the checker flag has flown here in qualifying. And we'll show you the grid for our first heat race here tonight. Stephen Rockford going to be on the pole. Ty Delphia is going to roll off from P2. Shane O'Neill back in 3rd. Matt Zaccardo in the 4th position. Mark Baldwin and Logan Powers round out our first heat race here from Myrtle Beach Speedway. Again, very sad to see this track gone. It's a very unique speedway, very historic. You know, the Xfinity Series used to run here as well. Cup Series had a couple dates here way back in the 70s. Always put on some great racing as the pace car takes that hard left-hand turn down onto pit road. And Stephen Rockford comes down to lead him to the starting zone where the green flag will fly, and we are racing here in our first heat race. And a great jump for Rockford down to the inside through turns 1 and 2. Has that advantage down as Ty Delphia rolls into the second position, side by side between Zaccardo and Shane O'Neill down into turn number 3 as they come to complete lap number 1. Logan Powers right there on the back bumper of Zaccardo as they come off of turn number 4 to complete our first lap. Stephen Rockford and Ty Delphia walking away as the side-by-side battle continues between Zaccardo and Shane O'Neill for the 3rd spot. O'Neill down the inside as Zaccardo gets really loose there off the corner. That's going to give the advantage of O'Neill as he's down on the low side, inches ahead. But here comes Zaccardo trying to fight back on the high side. As they go down into turn number 1, Logan Powers dives all the way down to the bottom. He's going to move down underneath Zaccardo and try to move him further back as they come off of turn number 2 and down the backstretch. Zaccardo still stuck up on that high side as Mark Baldwin inches closer to this battle as well. 9 laps to go here in our first heat. Side-by-side battle still going on here between between Logan Powers and Matt Zaccardo as Powers able to power ahead of that 60, and the Zaccardo machine going to tuck in line in front of Mark Baldwin. We're going to have 8 laps to go here in our first heat. Up front, Stephen Rockford trying to battle here with Ty Delphia as the battle is back. Going on back here, Shane O'Neill now gets forced out of line. Logan Powers is going to slide up into that 3rd position as Zaccardo now has the inside advantage as they come off of turn number 4. He's going to try to sneak into that 4th spot. Side-by-side battle continues. Here comes Mark Baldwin trying to sneak himself into this mix as well. Currently sits in the 6th position, trying to see if he can improve his starting position just one more spot as they come off of turn number 4. Meanwhile, up front, Stephen Rockford continues to lead over Ty Delphia by about a car length as they come off of turn number 2. And Myrtle Beach Speedway, very abrasive surface. Is kind of flat, and you can see the marbles really starting to build up on the outside of the racetrack. That's going to come into play, and if anybody knows how to save their tires, you know it's that 13 of Ty Delphia. As Zaccardo finally clears the 25 of Shane O'Neill as O'Neill falls back to the clutches of Mark Baldwin, who is sitting right back there in the final position in our first heat race with 5 laps to go. And Logan Powers starting to pull away from this group battling behind. Is there enough time for him to catch up to Ty Delphi and Stephen Rockford? Looks like Delphi has gained a little bit here on the Rockford machine. What was about a car length now comes about a half car length as they come off of turn number 2, or 4, excuse me, with 3 laps to go. Delphi really trying to throw it in there, trying to gain some time here in these final couple laps. And we have 2 laps to go. When they come by the white flag next time, there will be 1 lap to go. As Stephen Rockford continues to lead flag to flag here as they come off of turn at number 2. Can Didelphia do anything here in this final lap? Down into the corner. Checker flag is in the hand, and it is waving off of turn number 4, and Stephen Rockford is going to win heat number 1 here from Myrtle Beach Speedway. So here's the results from heat number 1. Stephen Rockford gets the win. Ty Delphia comes home 2nd. Logan Powers 3rd. Matt Zaccardo back in the 4th spot. Shane O'Neill and Mark Baldwin round out the results here in heat number 1. Let's take a look at our grid for heat number 2. Aaron Raymond going to start on pole. Jake Grout in the 2nd position. Ethan Tyrell is going to roll off 3rd with Sean Fleury in the 4th spot, and Scott Rockford running for Jason Pelkey in that 5th position. As the pace car gets ready to roll here in our 2nd heat race. Field gets rolling here as Aaron Raymond leads them on to the racetrack. That pace car going to immediately take that hard left-hand turn down onto pit road. The field comes off of turn number 4. Green flag flies. We are racing for heat number 2 as they go side by side down into turn number 1. Jake Grout gets a good jump on that high side, not able to stay alongside. Actually is able to stay door to door with Aaron Raymond as they go down into turn number 3. Grout using that high lane to his advantage, trying to pinch that 88 of Aaron Raymond down off of the corner. Meanwhile, side by side right behind between Ethan Tyrell and Sean Fleury as the field makes their way off of turn number 2. Jake Grout trying to get to the back bumper of Aaron Raymond, trying to loosen him up there as they came off the corner, as there's some contact right behind between Ethan Tyrell and Sean Fleury going down into turn number 1. Door to door for the final podium spot of our heat race. Tyrell gets a little loose down on the inside, has to run it up the track, but tries to keep it off of Sean Fleury. Uses Fleury as a little bit of a break there on the outside, because 8 tires are better than 4. This time off of turn number 2, plenty of room given between the 23 and the 31. This battle continues to go on off of turn at number 4. Tyrell really battling hard inside that race car. You can ride along here. You can see the hands, bottom left-hand corner of the see just how much he is sideways off the corner there, trying to battle with the 31 of Sean Fleury. Great view from inside the car of the battle between the 31 and the 23 as they come off the turn. Number 2, oh, more contact. They lean on each other off the corner down into turn number 1. With that being said, we see the 64 of Scott Rockford right here in the mix as well. I didn't realize my timing was a little messed up here, so get that fixed up here in these final few laps. Tyrell almost able to inch out in front of Sean Fleury. And while that's going on, the battle for the lead starting to heat up. Big move here. Scott Rockford with the aggressive move to the inside. Passes 2 with the 3 wide move off of turn number 2. And moves Scott Rockford up to the 3rd spot. And here comes Tyrell right back to the back bumper as we have 4 laps to go. Meanwhile, up front, Jake Rout continues to live on the back bumper of Aaron Raymond as they go down into turn number 3. Rout trying to do everything he can to find his way around that 88 machine. Meanwhile, this battle continues to heat up back here as Ethan Tyrell tries to make it back to the back bumper of Scott Rockford, trying to take that position back away. As Raymond comes off of turn number 4, we have just 2 laps to go here from Myrtle Beach Speedway. Off of turn number 2, Grout now about a car length and a half back. He is nowhere near striking distance of Aaron Raymond as they come off of turn number 4. White flag is in the air. Just 1 more lap to go. Sean Fleury from that final spot trying to get 1 more position before the checker flag flies. As Grout has now made up some time. He is right there on the back bumper as they go down into turn number 3. Can Grout give it 1 more go off of turn number 4, and Aaron Raymond is going to win heat number 2. That was Scott Rockford with that aggressive move. Look at this move that he made. We're going to show this real quick. Well, there. I'm not going to show that real quick because it is automatically moving to the next session, and I can't go back and watch it. So let's take a look at our grid for our final race of the season. Steven Rockford going to start on the pole. Aaron Raymond from position number 2. Ty Delphia back in 3rd. Jake Rout from 4th. Logan Powers and Steven Rockford back in row number 3. Sorry, Scott Rockford back in row number 3. Matt Zaccardo rolls off 7th with Ethan Tyrell in the 8th position. Shane O'Neill, Sean Fleury back in row number 5, and rounding out the field will be the 91 of Mark Baldwin. Again, driver meeting going on right now. Just a reminder for the race here tonight. If we do not have a caution in the first 50 laps, they will be throwing a competition caution to stack the field back up on lap number 50. Again, just 11 cars here tonight, but that's plenty of excitement here around this little bull ring that is known as Myrtle Beach Speedway. Take a look at the track info here tonight. See, not quite a complete oval here, a little bit of a D shape. As you can see, the air temperature 67 degrees, track temperature much of the same as we are coming to the late afternoon of the race of the day. So track temperature, air temperature, pretty cool. And will offer some fantastic racing here tonight in the SD Ireland Cancer Research Street Stock Series here on Ice iRacing with the INSS. Again, this is the season finale for the iRacing Northeast Super Series. As the field makes their way down into turn number 3. Coming down for the green flag which is in the air, and we are racing here from Myrtle Beach Speedway. Great wide-angle view of the field coming down into turn number 1 for the first time. Steven Rockford able to slide out in front of Aaron Raymond, take over the lead. Meanwhile, we've got a battle back here already as Matt Zaccardo down on the inside of Jake Grout as they make their way off of turn number 4. Steven Rockford going to lead lap number 1, but here comes Aaron Raymond trying to use that high lane to try to dive in the corner, try to dive in a little bit deeper. See if he can make something happen here as the field makes their way off of turn number 4, down into turn number 4, excuse me. As Aaron Raymond now has gotten around Steven Rockford to take the lead away and complete lap number 2. So far, everybody kind of just settling in. They know it's a long race, 100 laps here. We're going to have that little competition caution at lap 50 if we go green till then. Everybody just kind of settling in right now, seeing what they can find, what they can do to save their tires. And that's going to be the big thing here tonight, is saving those tires. Zaccardo all over the back bumper of Ty Delphia. And speaking of saving tires, that's one cat that knows how to save his tires. That is the 13 of Ty Delphia. Right now just kind of running his line. You see Shane O'Neill with a little pressure on the 49 Jake Grout as they come off of turn number 2. So far, everybody just kind of riding in line right now, staying pretty settled until we look to the back of the field as Mark Baldwin's made his way around Sean Fleury. And Scott Rockford falls to the rear of the pack, although we saw him save some tires in the heat race and make that aggressive move to go 3 wide. We'll have to see if he tries to make another move like that here in the late runnings of this race. Meanwhile, everybody's still kind of nose to tail. Jake Grout still runs off the back bumper of Matt Zaccardo as they go down into turn number 3. Zaccardo starting to run down Ty Delphia just a little bit. And again, Delphia, we know he likes to save those tires, doesn't push too hard in the first half of the race. If we don't get a caution, could that lap 50 break be an advantage for the 13? Field still nose to tail as they make their way down into turn number 1. And this is the view that you would see if you were sitting in the grandstands here at Myrtle Beach Speedway. It used to be such a great track. And it's a shame to see this track has gone to the wayside. As we see Logan Powers trying to make a move here to the outside of Ethan Tyrell. Trying to take a couple here on the outside as he's going to pull right along Shane O'Neill off of turn number 4. O'Neill, though, is starting to fight back on that low side, but he's got nowhere to go as he has Jake Grout right there, and that's going to allow Logan Powers to power around the outside and up into the 6th position, and he wants more as he goes to the outside of Jake Grout, trying to take over that 5th spot as they come across the stripe. A couple other drivers now seeing what Powers is doing as Shane O'Neill got up into the outside wall there, almost gets into the back of Jake Grout as Ethan Tyrell's now moved up to that high side, seeing what Logan Powers was able to do up there. And he's going to try to make that same move as Logan Powers has now moved back down to the inside of the racetrack as he tries to get underneath the 60 of Zaccardo. Zaccardo, though, now working that high lane around Ty Delphia. He sees the speed up there. Powers moving back up to the high side. And move Matt Zaccardo up into the 3rd position. Tyrell was trying to work that high lane. Now he's starting to fall back a little bit as Mark Baldwin looks down to the inside of the 23. Meanwhile, Logan Powers back down to the inside, trying to take a look down underneath Philadelphia as they come off of turn number 2. Was not able to place that car underneath where he wanted to be. Continues to tick the laps away. We are now working lap number 16 of 100. So what I thought was going to be a pretty mild first part of the race here. We're starting to see a couple drivers trying to work that high lane and get something going up there, but at the moment not quite able to get that much going up on that high side. And Scott Rockford, we saw him kind of lay back in the first part of the heat race and started to drive himself up towards the front, running in that 64 machine for Jason Pelkey. Meanwhile, up front, Stephen Rockford starting to get a little pressure here from behind. It's Matt Zaccardo right there on the back bumper of that 66 machine. Powers really low there off of turn number 4. I don't know if he got a little loose and had to check up or try to chase it, or if he almost got in the back of Philadelphia and had to get out of the way. As Zaccardo still sits right there on the back bumper of Stephen Rockford. As we take a look off the back bumper of the Rockford machine. Zaccardo now going to try to take a look down to the inside, but not quite close enough to make that move and stick that nose down underneath. Trying to take a look down through the field here. We got a battle back here. Shane O'Neill has Mark Baldwin make a move down underneath that 25, and Mark Baldwin is indeed going to take that position away. So move Shane O'Neill back into the 8th position. Mark Baldwin going to slowly make his way back up through the field as he comes to the back bumper of Jake Grout. Baldwin now taking a look down underneath the 49 of Jake Grout. Not quite close enough. I thought he was going to make that move down underneath, but he was not quite close enough to power down underneath just yet. As Logan Powers still sits back there on the back bumper of Philadelphia. Just not quite close enough to make that move happen. Zaccardo. Let's take a look back at the replay of the move here. And we locked up. Sorry about that. My system locked up a bit there, and iRacing actually just completely crashed on me. So we're going to get that right back up. Give me just a moment while we get the stream back up and running for you. Again, we're getting the race right back up for you guys. I do apologize for the crash there, but we are be right back with you in just a moment. Again, we'll be right back with the action in just a moment. It is coming back up right now, and we should be able to pick up the action in just one moment. As the sim finally initializes here, and we get back into this race. And again, I do apologize for the crash here. Not really sure what happened as we were trying to take the replay back to see Matt Zaccardo getting around Stephen Rockford for that second place. But the race is going to run back up right now. There we go. I apologize for the inconvenience there as the iRacing completely crashed on me as we were racing there. So as I was trying to get the replay back for you, but let's see how they run here. Aaron Raymond's still out front. Matt Zaccardo still sits back in the second position. Stephen Rockford back in third. Logan Powers now up to fourth as he's trying to work around the 66. Mark Baldwin runs back in the fifth spot as Ty Delphi has fallen all the way back to sixth. Shane O'Neill in the seventh position. Jake Rout back in eighth. Ethan Tyrell under pressure right now from Sean Fleury for the ninth position. And then Scott Rockford rounding out the field here. As we pick the action back up on lap number 39. Again, thank you for sticking with me. Again, I do apologize for the stream crashing there, or the iRacing crashing on me as we were trying to take a look at that replay. But Logan Powers now under attack here. As Stephen Rockford trying to battle back on the inside of the 31. Actually, I take that back. Logan Powers was jumping up to the high side to try to get around the 66, where Logan Powers made most of his passes here tonight up on that high side. And he continues to try to do so with the battle side to side here with Stephen Rockford. Powers washes up the track just a little bit, almost gets up into the marbles, pulls it down on the track, tries to get that run off the corner. He's going to clear the 66 of Stephen Rockford, move himself up into the third position. Meanwhile, up front, Matt Zaccardo trying to find his way around the 88 of Aaron Raymond. As we are just a couple laps away from the halfway break. Front here, we still see this balance. Trying to just take a look here at my system, make sure we're not going to have any more hiccups here in the for the conclusion of this race. As Zaccardo still sits back on that back bumper. We're going to take a look here at the lap times here between these two. You see Zaccardo's been just a little bit quicker. Raymond did just run the fastest lap of the race as some contact. Sorry, I don't know why iRacing is not connecting very well with me here tonight. There was just a little bit of contact there between Aaron Raymond and Zaccardo. Raymond almost got completely sideways with the contact, but we stay green. And yeah, Aaron Raymond just ran the fastest lap of the race a couple laps ago. With that contact, it's allowed Logan Powers to close right up on our top two as Ty Delphia just ran the fastest lap of the race with a 20.74. Mark Baldwin taking a look down to the inside of Steven Rockford now for the 4th position. As Rockford now solidly up into that 4th position. Steven Rockford starting to fall back just a little bit. Same with Ty Delphia. Ty Delphia down 3 spots into the 6th position. Could he just be trying to save his tires? And speaking of fast laps, Aaron Raymond just ran a 20.66 as there's the caution at lap 50 to bunch the field back up, let these drivers get a little break here, cool off the tires before we go back green flag racing. So, and again, for those watching, I do apologize for the little hiccups here tonight. Not really sure what's going on. Don't know if it's something going on with iRacing here tonight or what. We'll take you through the field real quick. So the field will be going 1 to green when they cross the line. This time, Aaron Raymond going to be starting in P1. Matt Zaccardo back in 2nd. Logan Powers in the 3rd position with Mark Baldwin back in 4th. Steven Rockford from the 5th spot. Ty Delphia back in 6th. Shane O'Neill going to restart in 7th. Sean Fleury from 8th. Jake Rout back in 9th. With Ethan Tyrell in 10th. And Scott Rockford back in the 11th position as the lights on the pace car are on. And Aaron Raymond gets ready to lead them back down as the pace car takes that hard left-hand turn down onto pit road. And the leader has control here. He can go whenever he wants here for the green flag. As the green flag flies, we are back racing here on lap number 51. I see Rockford gets some contact down there on the low side. They were just 3 wide through turns 1 and 2. Fleury up on the high side. As he gets some contact here, almost gets turned around. As we do have one going around, Ethan Tyrell has gone around and the caution flies. This brings up our first wreckage rewind of the night. You see a little bit of 3 wide action there. Tyrell runs up into the 31 of Fleury. Makes a little contact there with Shane O'Neill as well. Don't look like too much damage to the 25 though, as Tyrell goes all the way around right in front of Jake Rout. Fleury gets spun up the racetrack. And that brings out our first caution of the night for incident. Okay, we want to thank everybody who's joined us all season long here for the INSS SD Ireland Cancer Research Street Stock Series. Of course, the series is brought to you by SD Ireland Cancer Research Fund. Together we can conquer cancer. SD Ireland Research is a dedicated organization that stands as a proud supporter of cancer research with a mission to make a significant impact in the fight against cancer. SD Ireland Cancer Research works to support groundbreaking research initiatives, innovative treatments, and advancements in cancer care. Up to this point, up to date, they've raised over $12 million towards cancer care and cancer research. So if you can find it in your heart and you have the availability to, there is a link down below where you can make a donation today. There you go. Next time by, the lights on the pace car will be shutting off. We'll have one to go here. Aaron Raymond going to choose the inside lane. Pace car takes that hard left-hand turn down on the pit road. And we're going to lead them back down to the restart where the green flag will fly once again. And we'll be right back racing here from Myrtle Beach Speedway. Another great jump for Aaron Raymond down into turn number 1. As Matt Zaccardo, as Logan Powers looking down underneath. Powers got down on those turtles just a little bit. Allowed Zaccardo to get back out in front of Logan Powers. Will Powers make that move up to the high side we've seen him do all race long? Here comes Mark Baldwin up to the high side, and Ty Delphia right back in the mix here as well. Baldwin stuck up on that high side right now as here comes Jake Rout taking a look down as Stephen Rockford dives down underneath Logan Powers. It's a battle for the 3rd position. Again, down to the inside, tries a power by Logan Powers here as they come down off of turn number 2 and down into turn number 3. Aaron Raymond sets the fastest lap yet again. So even though the tires have been wearing out pretty well, these drivers are still putting down some fast laps, as well as some of the fastest laps of the race. Sean Fleury now, who was just involved in that incident, finds his way around Mark Baldwin and up into the 7th position. Logan Powers and Stephen Rockford continue to do battle here across the stripe. 55 laps complete, just 45 laps to go. Laps clicking off quickly here. There's a little contact there between Powers and Rockford as they go down into turn number 3. And almost some more contact there as Rockford almost washed up into Logan Powers. And again, some contact with Powers as Logan Powers able to keep it straight and pull around the 66 of Stephen Rockford. Logan Powers now going to set his sights on the 60 of Matt Zaccardo. Ty Delphia now taking a look down underneath the 66 of Rockford. Back in the field, there's a little bit of a battle here between Ethan Tyrell and Shane O'Neill. Tyrell, a lot of damage to that 23. Shane O'Neill way up the racetrack. He's got some damage too from that previous incident. You see the damage to the left front there of that 25. While the battle up front is starting to heat back up with Zaccardo right there trying to run down the 88 of Aaron Raymond. Logan Powers trying to catch up and win the championship here tonight. And as it looks, he was 20 points ahead coming into tonight. take a look at those points here in just a moment. But if we get another caution, we'll pull those up so we can see. But coming into tonight, he was 20 points ahead of second place, which I believe was Stephen Rockford. As they run now, Logan Power is staying ahead of Rockford. Less than 20 cars here tonight. I believe that will give the championship to Logan Powers, but we'll double check here at the end of the race. Meanwhile, some contact there. Oh, Jake Grout gets into Ty Delphia. Ty able to hold on to it. What a save. Ty's had it rough going the last few weeks. We've seen him wreck out of a couple races here tonight, last couple weeks. Almost had another big moment there as he's sitting back in the 6th position. Scott Rockford starting to move up through the field here in that 64 machine. Running for Jason Pelkey as he has a little disconnection there. Looks down to the inside of Mark Baldwin. And Scott Rockford, oh, gets turned around. Caution comes out. And we saw the connection issue there that was actually causing issues there with my system as well. That's going to bring up a replay. And again, I think iRacing's just having some issues here tonight because as we take a look here to see what happened to the 64 machine coming down across the stripe. Yeah, iRacing just glitched out for me a little bit right there as looks like Rockford came up the track a little bit. Up into the side. iRacing is definitely having some issues here tonight. Especially on some cars more than other for some reason. I don't know if Scott Rockford's just having connection issues that's causing my issues here tonight as we see him come down onto pit road. So we'll have 35 laps to go when we take the green flag. Aaron Raymond's going to be coming by next time by. I believe the lights on the pace car will be shutting off. We'll have 1 lap to green. Yep, there it is. The lights on the pace car are off. We have 1 lap to green. Aaron Raymond going to choose that inside lane. Off of turn number 4. Green flag is back in the air, and we are back racing here from Myrtle Beach Speedway. And Aaron Raymond, another great jump down into turn number 1. Now Zaccardo has got some pressure coming from behind. Both Logan Powers and Stephen Rockford down into turn number 3. Rockford trying to fire on that high side, trying to get something going here. He'll get around Logan Powers, move himself up into the 3rd position. He wants more as he tries to take a look down underneath the 60 of Zaccardo. Zaccardo a little loose there off of turn number 2. I'll see Rockford to get right back to the rear bumper of the 60 machine. Now Logan Powers right there on the back bumper. He's got some pressure from behind in the form of Jake Rout right there, trying to make something happen in the closing lap. Steven Rockford now down to the inside of Matt Zaccardo, trying to take that spat back. Down into turn number 3. Zaccardo really loose there up on that high side for a moment. We're going to have 30 laps to go when they cross next time by. In the back here, Shane O'Neill, Mark Baldwin battling it out side by side. Battle for the 9th and 10th position. As O'Neill trying to work his way back through the field. Meanwhile, Logan Powers powering down underneath the 60 of Zaccardo. They come down the backstretch and into turn number 3. Jake Rout right behind as well. Trying to follow Powers through. Powers can clear the 60 of Zaccardo as they go down into turn number 1. Steven Rockford just sitting there on the back bumper of Aaron Raymond, trying to let him know that he's there without burning his stuff off as well. So here comes Grout down to the inside of Zaccardo. Try to take that 4th position as they come across the stripe, but we have 28 laps to go. Sean Fleury right here in this battle as well. You see Ty Delphia trying to work his way back up through the field, currently sitting in the 7th position. Meanwhile, Aaron Raymond continues to lead. Steven Rockford, though, starting to run down that 88. We'll take a look here at our lap times here. You see Rockford's been just a little bit quicker. We'll see where Logan Powers plays out in this mix here as well. And Powers has also been a little bit quicker than Rockford. We have our top 3 lap times as they've run. That time, Raymond was a little bit quicker than all of them. Almost some contact, though, as Steven Rockford was just all over the back bumper of Aaron Raymond, trying to get something going, as we have less than 25 laps to go here in our season finale. Meanwhile, Ty Delphia taking a look down to the inside of Sean Fleury. He's starting to make his moves back up through the field. Like he saved a bit of tire here and starting to move through the field, trying to fight with Sean Fleury to get himself up into the top 5. While that's going on, Logan Powers and Jake Rout now nose to tail as Steven Rockford hangs right on the back bumper of Aaron Raymond. Looked like he was trying to apply the bumper to him just a moment ago as Rockford got a little loose there off of turn number 4. We are quickly coming to 20 laps to go. Austin Rockford says, go Steve. Or sorry, go Steven. As Steven's going to take a look down to the inside of Aaron Raymond off of turn at number 4, and he's there. Down into turn at number 1, Rockford gets the nose down underneath. He's going to try to take the lead away as they come off of turn at number 2. Door-to-door, side-by-side, down the backstretch into turn at number 3. Rockford lets it roll just a little bit deeper, and he's going to push it in there and take over the lead. Coming to 20 laps to go, but here comes Aaron Raymond trying to pull the crossover, and he hits the bumper as they continue to battle down into turn at number 1. That's allowed Logan Powers and Jake Rout to close right in on our leaders, as we got a 4-car battle here for the lead down into turn at number 3. Rockford out in front of Aaron Raymond. Raymond trying to get back to the back bumper. Here comes Logan Powers up on the high side around Jake Rout. There's some contact between Powers and Grout. Grout gets a little loose, but he's able to hold on to it, stays in it. And he fights back to the inside of Logan Powers, and Powers going to cross him over here off of turn number 2, down the backstretch and into turn number 3. Almost some more contact between these two drivers as they battle it off of turn number 4. Stephen Rockford continues to stay just out front of Aaron Raymond as they come down into turn number 1. We'll throw this wide angle camera here so you can see the whole battle between our top 6. We're all nose to tail as Sean Fleury's now come up into this battle as well. As they come across stripe this time, we'll have just 17 laps to go. Against Stephen Rockford, hold off for his second win of the season. Aaron Raymond kind of just sitting back here as he gets moved out of the way by Jake Grout. Move Grout up into the second position. I'm sure Raymond was not too happy about that as Grout used the front bumper to move the 88 out of the way. And here comes Logan Powers trying to crack onto the podium here tonight. Stephen Rockford now starting to roll and pull away as Aaron Raymond gets really loose. That allows Logan Powers to get down underneath that 88 machine. Powers is going to rocket right around the 88, move himself up onto the final spot of the podium. Here comes Ty Delphia in the mix as well. Raymond runs right on the back bumper, and again, Raymond super loose there off of turn number 4. He is struggling now as he's burnt that right rear off that 88 machine. And you're starting to see just how hard it is for him to get the power down as that car wiggles off of turn number 2. But where he's really been struggling is here off of turn number 4. Again, runs it way up the racetrack. Ty Delphia trying to crack down, and he's going to take a look down underneath the 88 of Aaron Raymond as they go down into turn number 1. Off of turn number 2. Aaron Raymond, as we saw some smoke here. I believe there's some contact now between Stephen Rockford, Jake Grout, or Logan Powers. As Powers takes a look down to the inside. Ty Delphia, ooh, contact there between Delphia and Aaron Raymond. They go down door to door, down into turn number 3. Sean Fleury right here in this mix as well. Delphia, ooh, gets a little loose down on the inside. They are hanging doors off of turn number 2, down into turn number 3. We're going to have just 10 laps to go as Delphia and Raymond make some contact. Sean Fleury tries to stay out of it. Meanwhile, we've got a battle for the lead. Jake Grout looks up to the high side of Stephen Rockford as they come down through turns 1 and 2. Grout up on the high side. Rockford trying to run defensively down on the low side. As they come off of turn number 4, they are banging door to door. As Jake Grout was just barely ahead at the line that time by, just 9 laps to go. This is the way to finish off a season, ladies and gentlemen, as they come down the backstretch. Coming to 8 laps to go next time by, and they are continuing to beat door to door for the lead. This will allow Logan Powers to sneak up into this mix as well. Meanwhile, Ty Delphia has lost a couple positions. He's fallen back as Sean Fleury has now gotten around the 13 machine to move Ty Delphia back into the 6th position. But the battle for the lead is about to become a 3-car battle as Logan Powers is sneaking up into this mix here. As they come off of turn number 4, just 7 laps to go. The battle continues between Stephen Rockford, Jake Grout as they come down the backstretch, leaning on each other down into the corner. Jake Grout using that high lane, keeping the momentum up on the high side, able to roll up there a little bit better, but Stephen Rockford has that low line advantage, has the shorter way around. Myrtle Beach Speedway known for its 2 grooves, and we're seeing that now as Jake Grout gets up into the outside wall. That's going to break his momentum just a little bit. Can Stephen Rockford take the advantage as they come off of turn number 4? And across the stripe, it is nose to nose as they come across the line for 5 laps to go. Logan Powers now up into this mix as well. He's starting to come up into it as they go down into turn number 4. Fans are on their feet. 4 laps laps to go at the line. Still too close to call as they come across stripe. That time by Stephen Rockford was just barely out in front. As Rockford gets loose there off into turn number 2, almost makes contact with Grout. Grout now with the advantage on the high side as they come down through turns 3 and 4 off of turn number 4, and Jake Grout's going to take the lead away with 3 laps to go. Logan Powers now up to the high side. He's trying to make something happen. Rockford sits back in the second position, trying to get something going here as we are quickly approaching 2 laps to go. Off of turn number 4, Jake Grout takes the lead. 2 laps to go at the starter line. Logan Powers hanging on there as well, trying to make something happen. Will he have enough here in these final laps? Does Stephen Rockford have anything in these final laps here as they come down through turns 3 and 4? They come across the stripe this time. White flag is in the air. 1 more lap to go here from Myrtle Beach Speedway. 1 more lap to go in the season as Jake Grout out in front has about a half car length. Stephen Rockford, one last chance through turns 3 and 4, but it's not going to be enough as Logan Powers tries to get everything he can, and Jake Grout is going to win here at Myrtle Beach Speedway in our season finale of the ST Ireland Cancer Research Street Stock Series here on Intensity Broadcasting. Man, what a race. What a phenomenal way to end the season. Jake Grout gets the win. Logan Powers wins the championship. And we are going to have interviews for you in just a moment. Man, what a wild finish to the season. You love to see it. As Jake Grout celebrates here on the front stretch down into turn number 1. And we'll take a look at our final results. As Logan and Jake Grout burn it down here right there on the front stretch. We take a look at the results with the smoke flying in the background. Jake Grout again gets the win. Stephen Rockford falls just a little bit short in second. Logan Powers back in third. Sean Fleury finishes fourth. Ty Delphia fifth. Aaron Raymond back in sixth. Matt Zaccardo in seventh. Mark Baldwin finishes in eighth. Scott Rockford filling in for Jason Pelkey comes home in ninth. Shane O'Neill and Ethan Tyrell round out the field here tonight from Myrtle Beach Speedway. And man, again, what a fantastic season. What a way to end it here in the season finale as they spark it nose to nose right here on the front straightaway at Myrtle Beach Speedway. I can't think of a better way to finish it out here tonight as we have the top 3 making their way down into the broadcast booth for interviews. Normally I would start with our third place driver, but we're going to save that to the end. We're going to start with Stephen Rockford, who finishes up here in second here tonight. Stephen, you got Josh up in the booth. You got a copy?
Hey, Josh, I got you.
Man, what a run here tonight. You had Allison in the booth here, or on the chat here, cheering for you there at the end. A little bit of contact at one point, got a little loose, and then Jake just had a little bit better of you there at the end. Talk about those that final 25 laps, because it looked like you were starting to pull away a little bit, and then it faded, and you guys had that great battle there at the end.
Yeah, I knew that there was going to be a caution on lap 50, so I just was really focused on having a car for the end. Just tiptoeing around, and it worked out pretty decent. I think overall I might have pulled the trigger a little bit too early, but I felt like I didn't have the track position on the second half to really do anything unless I made some aggressive moves. So went 3 wide. Was playing games with Logan, trying to get him to burn his tires off early too, and just trying to do everything I can, and it just came up 1 spot short.
Well, it was a fantastic race. You guys put on a great show there, and Man, for the season, getting your first win of the season, that's pretty special as well. Talk us through the season in general, because you had a great season here, coming up just a little bit short in the championship. Uh, I mean, you gotta. I know a lot of people you gotta thank, but we'll get to that in a moment. But just talk us through this is the whole season in general.
Yeah, it was actually quite a surprise. Usually it's just you just get on here and race as hard as you can for 50 laps straight, um, and hope to come out on top. But this season, it seemed like almost every single race we were trying to play some sort of tire strategy or just trying to wait it out. And it was pretty refreshing. Just not having to drive super hard all the time, and just it just causes accidents and then you end up with a lot worse finishes. But so yeah, it was a decent season for sure. Wish I could have had some back, but definitely happy with a second place finish. It's a pleasure to race around these guys every week, and hoping to make it even better next year.
For sure, the competition this year was super stout, and man, I know there's nothing you can hang your head on. You had a great season here, so again, congratulations on the season. Steven, before I let you go, anyone you want to thank? Any shots you got to give?
Yeah, just Logan putting the whole thing on. He does it every year. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of behind the scenes work, and we all appreciate him for doing that. You guys for coming on and broadcasting us every year. We can always count on you guys to be readily available for us, and I think that we all have a great relationship, and we're really building on something here. And got to thank SD Island Cancer Research Fund for coming on this year and sponsoring the league. Yeah, I really feel like we got some great things to come here in the coming years, and yeah, appreciate it.
Well, again, congratulations on the runner-up here tonight. Congratulations on the season. Hopefully, we'll talk to you again soon.
Thank you.
Have a great night.
You too.
Let's bring in your winner here tonight, driver of the 49 machine, Jake Rout. Jake, yeah, Josh, I'm going to booth. Got a copy?
Yeah.
Man, what a run for you here tonight. Kind of mid-pack most of the beginning of the race there. And, yeah, just made your way up to the front, saved your tires a little bit. Talk us through it, because there at the end, things starting to get really, really intense as the lap started winding down.
Yeah, I was trying to ride, save tires. I knew we had the caution at 50, so was banking on that and avoided that one rather scary wreck in front of me. And then just started to slowly pick them off. Was able to get up to, I think, fifth, and then I saw a chance and I went for it. And I didn't think I had enough tire left, honestly, but I caught a second wind and I had Colton Martin spotting for me again, and he told me to go, and I hit the gas pedal. So, yeah.
Well, you made the high lane work, which is really surprising. I know Myrtle Beach has a high lane here if you can get it working, and you had that thing working all night long. You were barely just running on the inside of the marbles there that were up on the outside of the track. We know those actually affect the cars nowadays. But talk us through how you were able to get that high lane to work the way you worked here tonight.
Honestly, I felt bad after I got into Steven, so I didn't want to do him dirty and try to find a way to the inside. So I saw a gap to go to the top into three, and I took it, and I knew it was either gonna stick or it wasn't, and I was able to make it stick and coming to like lap 97, and was able to just get away finally. I didn't know if it was gonna work. I was getting a little scared.
Well, able to make it work and get the win here tonight, Jake. Again, congratulations on the win. Final race of the season. Kind of always likes to put your that staple on the end of the season here, and a fantastic way to race out the season as well, with a lot of excitement, Jake. Of course, before I let you go, anyone you want to thank, any shout outs you got to give here tonight?
Yeah, I got to thank you guys for broadcasting. No matter when we're racing, whether it's Sunday or Friday in this case, you guys are here putting on a great broadcast. Logan for putting this thing on. SD Ireland Cancer Research Fund. Colton Martin for spotting. Justin Brooks Designs, RKM Setup Shop. White's Heating, J&S Sales and Service. AW Clark Builders. Casey Beatty and Ryan Kuhn, they do a lot for me, and anybody else.
Awesome, man. And Casey Grout here in the chat does say, "Way to go, Jake!" So you got the shout out there as well. So again, congratulations on the win in the final race of the season, and hopefully we catch you again next season and we have more excitement.
Yeah, thank you.
Have a great night.
You too.
Now we're going to talk to the man who came in third here tonight, but we're talking to him last because not just is he the third place finisher here tonight, but he is your season champion here in the SD Ireland Street Stock Series here on the INSS. And Logan, you got Joshua Booth, got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Man, I know it's kind of a small car count tonight, 20 points ahead coming in. You basically just had to start the race to lock up the championship, but you gave it a go there at the end, racing up front, using that high lane early in the race to work yourself through the field, and it almost paid off for you. Talk us through the race, and were you kind of just experimenting up on that high side early just to see if it was there, if you had that at the end?
Yeah, it was a super fun race. I knew with the smaller count, we were going to do a competition caution on 50. That kind of had everybody's minds on saving tires, and I just figured, why wait? You know, I was running over poor Ethan, trying to stay off of him, and I took to the outside, and everybody was checked up enough that I was rolling the top, and yeah, it was pretty comfortable out there. So I got a little bit of track position early, and just kind of maintained. And then I got a little bit worried because I knew if I had finished 10th or 11th last place tonight and Steven won, he would have got me. So I was playing it a little bit easy, kind of one of those deals where I wanted to go, but I also wanted these two in front of me here to race it out. And they had just as fast of a car as I did there at the end. So I backed off a little bit and let them do their thing. But either way, I was happy to come home with third. I just knew I had to finish.
Well, talking about the entire season, man, you had the season not locked up, but you had a good race, a good season just in general. I didn't think you had a single DNF or finish outside the top 5 really here this season. And that's got to attribute to the championship here. Talk us through just being able to stay out of trouble, because I know these races, especially with the competition as stiff as it is, it's really easy to get caught up in someone else's stuff here.
Yeah, it is, but I think we've built a really good a base here. I know next year we'll definitely be looking to add some more drivers and build our car counts back up, but these guys have been with me since the beginning 3 years ago, and I really appreciate all their support. We had a couple new guys this year, but really we weren't looking to take a lot of extra people because we wanted the numbers to be a little bit smaller this year to see if that made a difference race-wise, and I think it definitely did. But we'll definitely be recruiting a little bit for next season just to build those numbers back up. But yeah, credit to all those guys for a great season. And yeah, as far as consistency, it wasn't easy, but I knew if I could keep my car clean, I'm pretty decent at saving tires, and I know that's kind of the game. It's pretty cool to see everybody come throughout the year and figure these things out. I mean, obviously we had a couple multi-time winners, but realistically it was always back and forth each week. You never really knew who was going to show up and be the best, so that's what we strive for. And yeah, just really happy to win. Obviously it sounds kind of corny, it's my own league, but I had to race with these guys because it's a lot of fun, and every Sunday night we just have a blast with it. So
we're going to take the driver's hat off for a second, put the owner's hat on for a minute, and I know you couldn't be more proud of this league. Even tonight with the low car count because of the switch because of the Super Bowl this weekend, you still had a decent car count and some outstanding racing throughout the season. I mean, what's the plans for next year? Are we going to be doing something similar as far as track situations go? Because you had some really interesting tracks this year that made it a lot of fun.
yeah, try to look back when the time comes. Obviously we got a lot of time from now till then, but I always try to look back at previous seasons, try to think back on how the racing was, how many cautions we have, things like that. Some tracks we try to keep. This year we changed it up quite a bit with some new tracks, and they actually performed really well. So all things that go into it when we're looking to start the new season up. But a couple tracks I was really happy with was Richmond. That track put on a really good race, and I had many people message me that night and say that was like the best racing of the year. Also Lanier, that was a good race too for as small of a track as it was. Just little things like that. Looking back through, probably be pretty similar. Probably 8 to 10 races. Maybe shorten up the schedule just a little bit to try to keep everybody interested. But we got some cool things still coming. We might do a race, a pay to race, big race where it'll be a longer distance. We're thinking like 200 to 250 laps in a street stock at a track, and all the funds will go to the winners. That's something we might do here this off season, and then we're going to give out top 10 points trophies for the season. So just a little something to give back to these guys, something that they can hang on their wall, even though it's not real life. I've always tried to make it real life because this is all some people have. So try to make it real and fun and realistic as we can. But yeah, looking forward to next season and the other things to come.
Awesome, man. Well, you got some shout outs here in the chat. Don Flurry says congratulations. Vern says Logan is the man. And Casey says congratulations, Jake, on the win and Logan on the championship. Steven Rockford says Richmond was a great race. Who won? Congratulations. And he said congratulations, Logan. So, yeah, there's your shout outs there in the chat. Of course, before we let you go here tonight in the final race, anyone you want to thank, any shout outs you got to give here tonight?
Yeah, just all the normal people, Intensity Broadcasting and you, Josh. Obviously, you guys, we've really built a good team together. You know all the drivers, you know the stats, it just makes it bond really well. So appreciate that. And then SD Ireland, obviously, for coming on board and being our title sponsor for the year. So can't thank them enough to help with the broadcasts. All the drivers for coming out every week. It was a lot of fun battling with Steven and Jake and Ty and just everybody. I mean, Ethan, Sean, all those guys, Mark, they just show up every week. Aaron, and I'm forgetting a couple, Matt. I mean, those are the guys that did show up every week, and I appreciate it. I know they always adjust their schedules to get on and race. Everybody that watched all throughout the year. And yeah, I think that's it. It was a good season and something to be proud of. And yeah, we'll see what the seasons to come hold.
Hopefully your luck follows you to Thunder Road this summer as well. So good luck here in your upcoming real life season. And again, congratulations on the championship. It's been a blast again this season, and I look forward to many, many more.
I appreciate it, Josh. Thank you.
Have a great night. And that was your winner here and champion. I'm sorry, your third place finisher and champion, Logan Powers, here tonight from Myrtle Beach Speedway. That's going to do it for us here in the SD Ireland Cancer Research Fund Street Stock Series here on iRacing. Again, links are down below if you have the ability to donate to such a great service such as the SD Ireland Cancer Research Fund. Please do write down in the description below. Also, if you're a small-time race team looking for some swag, check us out at IntensityRacing.com. Check out our great partner over at Butt Kicker. And that's going to do it for us here in the season. Again, a great way to kick off the season or finish off the season here. And, man, I'm looking forward to more street stock racing here on Intensity Broadcasting. So check us out. Hit that like button, follow, and subscribe so you know anytime we go live here on Intensity Broadcasting. And as our boy